What year did you record your DVD?
2004.
Can you tell us a little bit about that experience? Would you mind?
Not at all. I had thought about making a DVD project for years, and matter of fact, I had put together other projects where I really did it on a shoestring budget. I, would just hire a handful of video guys. They all had their cameras, and I said, I want you to be stationed around the room. You're going to record this, and then we're going to put it all together and see how it turns out. Generally, I learned the hard way that was kind of a waste of time and money to do it that way. I mean, I hate to sound so, so harsh to say that it was a waste of time, but at least for me, what I'm saying is I was always disappointed with the results of doing it that way. Finally, I just decided, if I'm going to do this, I really want to do it right. And in order to do that, I'm going to need to be willing to spend some money. And I actually found a couple of guys that were willing to front the money for me, which that is a story in and of itself. Finding people that are actually willing to invest in what you're doing. But I ended up spending about, I'm going to say $30,000 on that project. What you get from that is a professional team of videographers. There's a truck and a switcher and a director and all the elements really that are necessary to put together a project that technically is something that you can be proud of. And so having assembled that, having come up with the money, I looked all around for what I would consider to be a good venue. I tried to figure out ways, okay, here's a great venue. It holds about 1,000 people. Now how on earth am I going to fill this place so that I have a decent audience there? And of course, we just promoted it like crazy. I actually went to a couple of the youth groups, and we sort of had a competition to see who could bring the most people in. We sold tickets to that, but the ticket sales I gave back to those youth groups so that there would be incentive for them. This would become a fundraiser for them. I had already covered the cost of the video project. Now my highest priority was just making sure that we had an audience there. I actually did the show twice. We had an afternoon show and an evening show. As it turns out, that was a good thing because there were some technical issues that we had to get resolved before the evening show, so I didn't use any of the footage from the afternoon show. So it was a lot of trial and error, but at the end of the day, what I finally had was video footage that I felt proud of, that we could assemble into a DVD, and actually I would have a product that I would be able to sell. I, of course, was, mostly concerned about this project paying for itself. And it's done quite well. I've sold, I think the last count is somewhere around 20,000 copies, that DVD, which is a huge success. It's nothing like what you hear, Jeff Dunham, millions of copies. But for a project like that, that's a pretty huge number. And I would attribute that to just the fact that I had something that I was proud of, that I felt justified to put a $20 price tag on the DVD. And then, of course, we just got feedback from people just telling us that they bought it, they loved it, they want to. I just recently had online, somebody bought 8 DVDs online in one order, apparently, to give away to people and, to give as gifts. So I'm stunned that that project is done as well as it's done, but that's a little bit of the history as to how that came together. But for people who are considering putting together a DVD project, I guess what I would want to say to you is it's one of those things where you really have to be willing to spend some money to invest in something. The audio recording is so critical. That is a component that people, and again, I learned this the hard way, that people often don't necessarily put that much into, but you have to have quality audio to marry to your video in order to make it a successful project. If you're watching a DVD and the audio is just not good sound, you're not mic'd well, the audience is not mic'd, then it can just, the whole thing can end up just looking like a really bad, cheesy, unprofessional project. So
you've seen mine.